Welcome back, everyone. Final game of the day. Tokyo Falcons won the toss and asked Kawasaki Knight Riders to bat. And bat they shall. Oh, early chance. Didn't quite get a hold of that. Ball just popped up. Square leg running round, couldn't get there. Worthy effort. Just waiting for the live score to kick in. Should be there pretty soon. Vinay Iyer, fresh from his match-winning performance in the first game. Well, I say first game. First game we've watched. Middle game of the day. Third in a row for these two teams, both with 2 wins each. It's been eventful, certainly. Quick single to the man in the ring. Shubham Shukla, Vinay Iyer, the opening partnership. In case you missed it, Shukla hit a 30-ball 100 in the first game of the day, over on ground 2. Unfortunately, he didn't catch that one on the live stream, but clearly a man in form. Enjoys this format. The shorter the format, the better as far as Shubham's concerned. Hits a long ball. That game, of course, was played in the synthetic. Slightly different when playing on the turf. Man out at long on. Another man at square leg. And that's where that one's gone. Over the ropes, first 6 of the innings. As long as Shukla's there, he's going to play shots. And he hits the ball cleanly. And he hits the ball a pretty long way. So don't drop short, because you'll be punished. Certainly not express pace, the bowling on display. Well, he's gone after it again. Short. Just over the top of the fielder. Does his best, but can't quite keep that in. Tumbling backwards over the ropes. Another boundary. A strong start from Shukla, as you'd expect. Apologies, the live score is not quite up yet. It'll be there in due course. Just getting up now. And that is high into the offside, and that should be taken. So, Shukla's stay was bright but brief. That'll be the end of him. And the Falcons will no doubt be pleased to see the back of such a dangerous player. Plenty more danger men to come, of course. I suspect that's Akshay Kadoth coming in at number 3. Batted there in the KKR previous match and scored a 22-ball half-century. Kadoth sounds like he's got his own fan base down at the tea room. He's been working with the Japan women's team over the last few weeks. They're all getting behind him. Many of them still here from this morning's J-Bash game. Good game of cricket, that, if you didn't get to catch it. Pandas against the Pelicans. Pandas coming out with a 23-run win in the game of T20 cricket. Hilya Chandal, star of the show, with 47 and 3 wickets for 12 runs from her 4 overs. Left armour showing good form ahead of the Women's East Asia Cup, which will take place in China. The team will fly out on Wednesday. Be sure to follow the Japan Cricket Association's social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, where that will be covered. Don't think that's going to be live streamed, unfortunately. but we will be doing our best to get out as much content as we can from China. Aya puts that into the offside. Fielder saves 4, just parries it. They get through for a single. The first over from Abhi Talang was effective in the end, 13 for 1. And Dev Mishra, the old hand, experienced campaigner from the mountain end, and Kodoff has just flicked that. First ball he's faced. Couple of bounces, 4 runs. And the girls have enjoyed it. Always nice to have a fan club, isn't it? Well, I haven't to mine. Sure, I had one once. As we mentioned, it's been a good day for both these teams. Tokyo Falcons posted 184 batting first in their last game. Extraordinary effort. Plenty of explosive players in that lineup. So it could be in for a high-scoring game here. That's just dropped into the offside in a single. Doesn't all have to be explosive hitting, of course. Oh, that's well guided. Played that shot a few times in the last game. Through third man and away for 4 runs. It's nicely done by Vinay. KKR skipper, founder, all-round leader and legend. Made his debut for the Japan national team last year, of course. Well, didn't guide it there that time. Thick edge. Man's dropped back, so just the one. 2 men out, third man, and sort of, I'd say long off, but he's not really long off. He's wide extra cover. He's not really sweeping either. It's a funny position, really. We've got a gully and a point. Well, it's going to go straight to him. Well, it's going to go straight over him. 6 runs from the blade of Akshay cut off. Hit very cleanly. So 2 overs gone, 30 for 1. It's a pretty good start. Last over of the power play. Don't forget, if you're watching, feel free to stick some comments in the YouTube comments box. I'll try and answer any questions you may have. And as mentioned, do follow us on the Japan Cricket socials and hit the subscribe button. Of course, if you're watching on the Fancode app, welcome. Good to have you with us. Hope you've picked the right players. And please do stick with us throughout this tournament. Another match day next week. Then 3 back-to-back match days in July. Oh, Vinay Iyer played that shot a few times in the last game. I reckon he's got that all the way this time. 6 runs, well played. It's a clever shot and he plays it well. Abhishek Anand hit pretty rapid 70-odd in that last game against the Quashers for the Falcons. Getting a taste of his own medicine here. Vinay Iyer, touch player. Sends that over, fine leg for 6. Clever. Cleverly done. call him Tom. Tom Cleverley. Remember that guy? All you Man United, Watford fans. Well, gone for brute force this time. That's going to clear the ropes as well. Back-to-back sixes from Vinay Iyer. Third game of the day. He's probably getting a bit tired. Done away with running. There's Vinay. Stand and deliver cricket now. Whack that over cow corner. Nobody there. Even if there were, still would have been six. Dismissive. Causing a bit of a conference between bowler and captain. 2 balls, 2 sixes. Samip Dewar just giving his bowler some pointers. Third man's not really in the game much. Sweeper on the covered boundary. Not had much to do. Where does Vinay go this time? It looks to go for another little paddle, but that one got the better of him. Wide outside off stump. Good comeback from Anand. What else has he got in him? Oh, no ball called. Well, they didn't need that. Got the single. So a free hit for got off. I reckon this fan club are all watching. Japan women's team trying on their new uniforms, it looks like. You may have seen that launched on JCL socials a week or two ago. Well, long off is dropping back. Cover sweeper is still out there. Suspect Kodoth will look leg side here. He does indeed. And now he's going to go for 6. Absolutely mashed. Over cow corner. KKR have been on a roll this T10 tournament so far today. And they know they're up against the batting lineup with plenty of power of its own. So they're going to need to put some runs on the board. They've been sent in. They probably would have chosen to bat first anyway, I suspect. It's been a long day. I think runs on the board will count for something. It's been pretty warm out there. Pretty warm in here in the commentary box. And the Falcons have had things mostly all their own way today. Managed to restrict the men in blue to 99 for 9 in their first game. Those regular wickets would have kept them feeling up and about, but chased that down without too much of a drama. And then, like I said, 184 in the second game. And they may well run 2 if they'd had a bit of energy about them, I think. These two batters starting to look a little bit drained. Worth mentioning that Akshay Kodoth actually umpired for 40 overs this morning as well. Busy day. 23 from this over so far with 1 to come. So, pretty good power play. This would be a good power play in T20 cricket, let alone T10. 50's already up. And a dot to finish. That's a good delivery, that one. Let's push through a little harder. Kodoth unable to get bat on ball. So, a new bowler. Power play is completed, so field is spreading, as you'd expect. Mid on, mid off, both back. Mid-wicket, deep square, both back. Left arm spinner. And that's paddled. That's a great shot. Not a lot of pace on the ball, so it won't go for 4. They trot back for a simple 2. Extra covers back on the boundary as well. That's the 5th fielder out. No one really behind square. There he is now. Changing the field, prompted by that shot. Gap on the offside now. Oh, through the keeper. Not sure if there's any bad on that. Wait for the umpire's signal. No, bye's called. It's through the keeper's legs. Oh, that's high and taken. No, Akshay Kodoth's day comes to an end. Didn't get hold of that one. Looks pretty annoyed with himself. Patil's just putting it on the spot, really. Gone to go cross-batted. Hit the splice. By the looks of things, went straight up in the air. Off he goes. Navin Gore, the next man then. .55 for 2. Knight Riders. I suspect they'll want a few more than they got in the last game if they're going to challenge this Falcons batting lineup. So the Knight Riders probably have a better bowling lineup than AQCC or the men in blue. Still plenty of power in this Falcons lineup. So what can Gore do? Support his captain will be the main thing at the moment. Vinay Ayers 21 off 10 at the other end. Left arm spinner is so valuable in limited overs cricket. Patil has just put the skids on. That wicket will certainly help. I'll be looking for a boundary option here. Hit that pretty well. Finds it. Through extra cover. The man's out there on the rope. Couldn't stop it. So, what was nearly a very good over turned into an okay one. Nearly a good over for the Falcons. It's an okay one for the Kawasaki Knight Riders. 9 from it, plus the wicket. Wicket and over isn't going to do you too much damage. You'll still pretty much bat through if you've got players who can bat all the way down the order. .60 for 2 after 4. So a really good power play for the Knight Riders. They'll need to continue that. Looks like we're going to have a bit more left arm spin. Nilesh Shahane. Tall man. Not a lot of menace in those deliveries, but can be tricky. Naveen Gore just gets himself off strike, brings the skipper back on. 25 off 11 now, Vinay. And will Vinay Iyer go about this? There's space behind the wicket again, if you can get it over that fine leg. Who is up in the circle. Instead he just dabs it into the leg side and they run through for a single. If you're getting a run a ball and still managing to find a boundary, then 9 and over is acceptable. You just need to supplement that with a few big overs, which they've already done. Such a powerful start in the power play. An appeal for a stumping there, but umpire was unmoved. Wide called. Oh, it's gone for a bit of a hack there. The fielder's perhaps not the most athletic. Very tired from bowling the last over. Just came off his foot, got away for a single. So 4 from 3 in this over so far. Decent delivery. Strong appeal, nothing given. Umpire's not interested. Vinay Iyer remains. I think 120 is probably a minimum requirement for KKR. Suspect they'd like a few more than that. Especially given the way the Falcons have gone today. And you sense whatever they're going to post is going to depend on their captain now that they've lost Shukla and cut off. Shahane continues. Singles on offer, but struggling to get any heavy bat on ball. So good over that one. Just 6 from it. Falcons will be delighted. Left armer continues, taking on the fielder. Oh, well, I'll tell you what, I reckon that's a great bit of fielding. That looked like it was going for 6. He's got a hand on it and thrown it back down. Looked like a chance at first. I reckon that's a great bit of fielding. Driven. Oh, he's not had a great afternoon out there, is he? Let's run away for 4 through the fielder with extra cover. Bonus boundary. Paddle swept. Single. So, Abhijit Patil picks up another wicket. Naveen Gore trots off. Simple catch into the leg side. Catch was taken by Dev Mishra. Looking to be aggressive, but not quite getting hold of it. Raman Tamwar comes in. Just got to bat for one ball in the last innings and spent it at the non-striker's end, so hoping to have a bit more fun today, this afternoon. 66 at the halfway mark, KKR were, but not quite getting the run of things since the power play ended. Not that they're going badly. That's a full toss, and that's put into the leg side. Fielder's going to cut it off. Just a single. Finishes another pretty good over. 7 from it. 2 for 15 from Patil. You'll be pretty pleased with that. 6 overs gone. 73 for 3. Vinay is still there. 32 off 16. Shahane will continue, so 2 left-arm spinners have just put the brakes on a little bit. Suspect Seam will return at the end of this over. You have Kuldeep Bisht as well. Didn't bowl as much as he used to. Put into the leg side. Is it going to carry? Yeah, it is. 6 runs. Skips over the covers into the stand on the leg side. Handy strike. Raj Kumar just reminding us that Akshay Kadoth was, says, ex-junior programs lead for the Melbourne Stars. Yes, he has played a role for the Melbourne Stars. He is still involved with Cricket Victoria. That's why he's here on a placement. We have a long-standing partnership at the JCA with Cricket Victoria, which we're very proud of. Akshay's come over for 6 weeks to help with our programs. Done all manner of things. Oh, that's a good delivery. And they'll scamper through for a single. And the run-out appeal from long on. Appealing 3 times to the square leg umpire. Seemed pretty convinced. Not entirely sure he had a great view. Yeah, Akshay Kadoth, as mentioned, was formerly in the Ranji Trophy side, played for Kerala. Long since moved to Australia, though. Pretty handy wicketkeeper batter. We'll see him behind the stumps in the second innings. Gone leg side again. Don't think he's got hold of this one, though. Oh, 2 fielders have gotten each other's way, and one has palmed it past the other and over his head for 6. Well, if he'd left it alone, I reckon the other fielder might have got that. Let's watch a quick replay of that one. Or will we? No, we won't. Raman Tamwa, I'll be pleased with having swung a couple away in this over so far against Shahane. Tried to go again. Lost his stumps. Standing there, bails on the floor. Umpire's got his finger up. It's always a bit of an embarrassment, really. Umpires put their finger up when your stumps are splattered everywhere. 4 down now, KKR. 7 overs gone. 87 for 4. So, a bit of a cameo from Raman Tamwa. Not a bad effort, though. So Priyanath is the new batter. Oh, just tickled fine. Well, that's a good shot. Not without risk, but he's got away with it. Hitesh Akbari is the new bowler. Oh, gone again, but this time more power in it. 6 runs. Vinay Iyer really is enjoying his day. Terrific batting from the Japan national squad member. The only one on display today, I think. Enjoying the bowling of Hitesh. And that is going to go through the fielder for the 3rd time down there. He is not having a good day. The 3rd boundary he's gifted in that spot. I think they might want to move him. Poor Hitesh Akbari, of course. New to the Falcons this year. Pretty sure he was at the Men in Blue before and doesn't have a shirt with his own name on the back. I reckon that's Siddharth down there at long off, having a rough old time of it. And that's pushed behind square. Didn't get quite enough bat net, so it'd just be 2. Vinay forced to run. Hundreds up now for KKR. Brought up with that misfield. 16 from this over with 2 balls to go. This is the kind of over that really does have a big impact in T20. They get another boundary away here. Suddenly they're looking at 20 off the over. It's almost like an extra over. Can make the difference between making the score overly imposing. It's half century for Vinay Iyer. 22 balls. Bats raised. Pretty happy with his day. So he should be. So last ball of the over. Driven pretty square. Fielder's coming round. Gets a boot on it. Keeps them to 2. 19 from the over. 106 for 4 after 8. Well, no messing around in this format. Plenty of runs for Vinay Iyer today. Going to have a role to play with the ball as well, I suspect. We've got a new bowler coming on. Neglecting to use the bowler markers. Just rubbing his spikes and tearing up all the grass. Thanks for that. So this is Shabam M. His name, I'm sorry, I have to apologise. Oh, hello, that is huge. That is a big, big 6. That's gone all the way onto the bank. Said Vinny Iyer is enjoying himself, really enjoying himself now. Single taken. In the name of honest commentating, I'll have a crack at the name. Shabam Mitan Kediwale. I reckon that is. Mitan Kediwale. Hopefully he just bowls the one over. Well, he will just bowl the one over. Tell you what, it's a decent shout, and that's given. Look to right from up here. Priyanath's got to go. There's 2 balls stay for him. Mitan Kediwale has something to celebrate. Yeah, that's definitely hitting middle and off. Not sure there was any bat in that. Nine balls to go, 113 for 5. They may well be eyeing up sort of that 130 mark. It'll certainly be a competitive score. New batter at the crease. That's beautifully played. Just guided through the gully region, into the gap. 4 runs. Decent shot for your first ball. Give me a moment, I'll be able to tell you who it is. That's Updesh Badoria. Well played, Updesh. And that's full. Pump down the ground. We just single that time. Fielder's out there at long on. So 12 from the over. 1 ball to come. Vinay Iyer may well just look to keep the strike here. Push it down the ground. No. Looks to paddle one. Gets in a bit of a tangle, but gets enough bat on ball to get through for a single. Abhishek Anand comes back into the attack. Good delivery, that one. No run. First over went for 22. Abhishek Anand, so looking to make up for that. Umpire's having a word with him. Not sure what for. Probably don't need to slow the game down. Just let things get on with it. Yeah, it's high in the air. Keeper will have that. So, Vinay's day comes to an end. Let's knock straight up in the air, that one. 58 and out. 27 deliveries. Gone in the last over, just like he was in the last game. He can put his feet up for 3 minutes before coming out into the field and having a bowl. Not much of a hurry from the Kawasaki Knight Riders. This game is running pretty far behind at the moment, predictably. Last game of the day, everyone's moving a bit slower, further delaying my return home. Wouldn't mind having some lunch at some point. So, Tej Rudani is a new man. Got 5 balls to make an impact. Gets bad on ball and they get through for a single. Kind of a middling score this, I reckon, having seen how the games have gone today. Not a bad effort, but they're going to have to bowl well, I think. Falcons have players who can really take the game away from you. We've seen Sarfaraz Petkar do that again and again and again in multiple formats. Abhishek Anand had a pretty good day, a pretty good game earlier in the day. Smashing 70 from not very many. So that top order for the Falcons will be key. That one's left alone for a wide. This last over is dragging somewhat as wickets fall. Here's a chance to check in on ground 2. What's happening in the game down there? Alpha quashes against the men in blue. That's right. Oh, quashes doing a similar sort of innings, 123 for 5 in the final over. KKR here, 123 for 7 with 1 ball to go. And stumps are off, so wickets falling. Just hitting the top of the stumps. He didn't have a great first over, he's done pretty well in the second over. So that's the end of the innings, 123 for 8. It's a decent score, can't say otherwise. But the test will come in the next 45 minutes. How they go with the ball. Give themselves a chance, certainly, and as mentioned, those Tokyo Falcons top order batters are going to hold the key. I'll be back soon for the second innings. See if Tokyo Falcons can chase down 124 to win their third game of the day. Or can KKR hold on to keep their 100% record alive. See you soon. Okay. Players are back out there. We're going to have a look to see if Tokyo Falcons can chase down 124 to make this a truly outstanding day for them. Raman Tamwa has the ball in hand. Nilesh Shahane is at the other end. Raman bowled pretty well in the last game, but did give away quite a few wides, so up to a left-hander. Need his line to be bang on. Bortz has run up for absolutely no reason. Perhaps trying to play on the fading light with gamesmanship from Raman. 5 o'clock bells will go off in about 90 seconds. Well, it's wide, angling across him. Yeah, it's pretty wide in the replay. Want a slightly funny angle up here. Not directly behind the bowler, I'm at sort of a 30-degree angle. It's quite hard to tell where the ball's passing the bat. And that is definitely wide. No difficulty telling that one as it goes down the leg side. So this is the problem that Raman Tamwa has. Giving away a few too many extras. The start in these games so important. 3-over power play where teams can really cash in. We saw KKR put more than 50 on the board in their first 3 overs, and that really laid a platform for them. Went at 10 and over for the rest of the innings. It's harder once the fielders are out. Long on and deep wicket. 2 boundary riders at the moment. And Tamwa does get it right. He bowls a lot of dots. And, oh, well, that's signalled again. That one looked okay from up here, but I glance back on the stream. Again, it's angling across and it's swinging a little bit away as well, I think. So, not helping Tamwa. Might be better off coming around the wicket to left hand if he's struggling with his line this much. And there's those 5 o'clock bells I mentioned. Right on time. And that is swung away. 1 bounce. It's going to go into the ditch. Shahane is a tall man, long levers. Nearly got that all the way. Falcons are up and running. First boundary of their innings. Tamwa in again. That is high and handsome. Fielder's running back. It's going to be a good catch. And he snaffles it. That is a good catch. Running backwards. I reckon that's Shabam Shukla out there. Not an easy catch to take, that one. Over his head. Approaching the rope. It's a big wicket too. Using those levers that we mentioned. Shabam Shukla underneath it. He was well back from the boundary, I think. Sticking my neck out by saying that was Shabam Shukla. I think it was. Indeed it was. Good take. Now Sarfaraz Petkar comes to the crease. Couldn't find himself any blue pads. A little bit disappointing, Sarfaraz. First time we've seen that today. Everyone else has managed to make the effort to get the right pads on. Sarfaraz will say that, well, doesn't matter if I can bomb 6s. The team needs them to. Only 3 balls into this innings. 7 for 1. Plenty happening. Captain and bowler in conversation to set the field. They know they've got danger man in. Long on. mid-wicket, 2 fielders out. Skipper putting himself at long on. He's not the tallest. Backs is catching, but I might be inclined to have a taller man out there when Sarfraz is on. Likes to go from ball 1. And there we go, it's a big swing. The wide called, so Tamwar's just giving away freebies. Wide after wide after wide. When he gets it right, as mentioned, he can be difficult to play. At the moment, just spraying it around a bit. Well, big swing, and as we said, when he gets it right, just a little cutter there. Sarfraz Petkar swinging hard, as is his wont. It's well bowled. Now he's looking to finish this over well as Tamwar. That's full and straight. It's well bowled again. So he finishes with 3 dots. Good way to wrap up the over. Manish Kumar, more wides. Well, if you're going to defend a total of 123, you want to make it hard for the opposition. At the moment, KKR are just giving them a little bit too much. Sorry about that. Another phone call. Problems on ground 2. Alpha Quashers seem to be sat down, delaying tactics. Not quite sure what's happening over there. Over here, KKR just trying to relocate their lines. Doing a pretty good job now, Manish Kumar. Abhishek and Sarfaraz Petkar have faced 3 balls each and failed to muster a run between them. If it wasn't for the wides, they'd be in a whole heap of trouble. There we go. That is swung into the leg side and dropped. Well, it's a really good opportunity. Vinay Iyer, the skipper, will be annoyed at himself. Seems to be finding himself in all sorts of positions at the moment. He was long on the last over, just out at sort of wide mid-on here. Not really a mid-wicket. If he was in an orthodox mid-wicket, he would have caught that without moving. Generally pretty safe hands, Vinay, but saw him take an outstanding catch of his own bowling in the last match. Couldn't hang on to that one to give Manish Kumar the wicket he wanted. Scott Abhishek Anand off the mark and brings Sarfaraz Petkar in. Oh, well, an inside edge. Actually, could not hold on. Well, chance to his weaker hand. Prides himself on the quality of his keeping, cut off. I think he'll be a bit annoyed about that. Definitely a chance. Comes quickly off the inside edge. It's a pretty tough chance, to be fair. Sarfaraz Petkar won't care how they come. We get another boundary here. Could rescue this over. Well, quite the opposite. He's had his middle stump plucked. The danger man is gone. So the 2 guys who succeeded in tearing the Alpha Quash's bowling attack apart earlier in the day, both back in the hutch. That's not true. Abhishek Anand's still there, but he hasn't made any inroads yet. Petkar looked pretty disappointed. Can't blame the pitch for that one. It's hit the top of middle stump. Just played and missed. Too many dots. A lucky boundary. And off he goes. So, change of bowler. For those who follow regularly, the new bowler, Madineni Prithviraj, or Prithvi to his mates. Usually on the live score, one of our more reliable scorers here in Japan. Going to roll his arm over now. Angling in to middle stump and just swung away into the leg side. Behind square, come back for a couple. Abhi Talang, the new man at the crease. As mentioned, Abhishek Anand hit 75 of 23 balls earlier this morning. 10 sixes in that innings. Pretty impressive stuff. Hasn't quite got going yet. Three from 6 now. Prithviraj just tying him up. Hit into the leg side. Tumbling stop prevents the second. Falcons continue the fight. 17 for 2 as we come towards the end of the power play. Picked out the fielder. It's Vinay Iyer again. Ball does seem to be following him a little bit. This will probably be the last game played on the turf wicket at the SOCG for a month or two. Seems to be playing all right. That's driven over extra cover, 4 runs. It's a nice looking shot. Abir Talang gets himself going. Spoiling a decent over up to that point. Just 3 runs from it. That boundary will just put a bit of pressure on this final delivery. That required rate's up towards 15 and over. The big gun Sarfraz already back in the hutch. KKR will certainly be feeling pretty positive about this game. How does Prithvi Raj respond? That is up, and that will be caught. Perfect response. A wicket. Talang is gone. Again, the umpire loves to stick his finger in the air, somewhat unnecessarily. I think everyone knows that one was out. Just didn't commit to the shot, Talang. Looked like he was going to try and swing into the leg side, changed his mind at the last minute and just popped it up. So extra cover, took a simple catch. Probably made it look a bit harder than it was. That's the end of the power play, and the Falcons are 21 for 3. KKR with 51 at the end of the power play. There was 7 overs still to go. Falcons have got ground to make up. Arav Tiwari has the ball in hand. Bowled a wicket maiden in the last game when defending. Bowled 10 dot balls in his 2-over spell. Very much expected to lead the line for the Japan Under-19 team down in Darwin next month. Showing some decent form. Good to see Musashi on the live chat on YouTube, and I totally agree. He says that KKR's high scoring is great, but bowling too many wides will hurt their chances in low scoring games. Spot on. That's well bowled by the youngster. No one at mid-on, so he's got to go and chase it himself. He does so. Keeps him to a single. Yeah. KKR have given away a lot of extras in just these 3 overs. Falcons bowled 4 wides in their innings. KKR bowled 5 already inside 3 overs. Raman Tamwal, the culprit, bowling 4 in his first over. That is clipped into the leg side. It's going to go just over the top of the fielder and away for 4. It's well timed. Races away. Decent shot, that one. Hitesh Akbari off the mark. Seeing a lot of players Playing a decent shot to get off the mark and then not quite kicking on, getting out soon after. That is well bowled. Really good response, giving him the hurry up, beating him. Bit of pace, bit of bounce from the youngster. Too good for Hitesh Akbari. And again. Oh, it's got a real pop off the pitch as it passes the batter there. Over the top of the stumps. Consecutive dots. Just puts the pressure back on the batting side. So that required rate ticks over 15. Sounds a lot, doesn't it? 15 and over. Seen teams go at that though throughout the day. The Falcons still in this. It's a good shot. Beats the fielder and splits the boundary riders. That is a really good shot. Outstanding stuff. Fair bit of cheering over on ground 2. AQCC seem happy about something. Rain and Blue less so. Fielders coming together there. It could easily have been a collision. In the end, neither of them really committed to going for it. Tiwari might feel a little bit wronged by that. And that is in the air. Going to fall safe. And going to go for 4. Fielder coming round. Couldn't quite get a hand on it. So what was looking like a good over, in the end's gone for 13. Tiwari will feel a little bit miffed at how that over's ended. Perhaps could have been 2 singles rather than 2 boundaries. But KKR still in a very strong position here. Oh, he's hit that pretty well. Straight back over the bowler's head for 6. Ruth Faraj getting whacked. Very clean strike. We need a few more of those. And there we go. That's going to be 6 more. That's enormous. Pulled around the corner. It was a big hit. Very big hit. So, back-to-back 6s. Bowler under pressure. Batting teams can turn these chases around pretty quickly with a couple of big overs. Twelve of the first 2 balls. $18 off the first 3 balls. This is not going the way they wanted it. I've been doing the bowler a disservice. This is Manish Kumar getting the tap, not Prithviraj. Apologies. I mentioned Abhishek Anand went pretty big earlier on today. Respite there, single taken. Akbari back on strike. He's 12 off 5. Actually striking better than Abhishek Anand at the moment. And then just catching up, really. Those 3 sixes. 19 off his last 4 deliveries. Prior to that, he was 5 off 8. Useful dot ball. Manish Kumar can still finish this over with a bit of credit in the bank if he can squeeze out another dot. That is high in the air. It's in the air a long time. Oh, Tiwari was underneath it and he shelled it. Well, he needed to catch that. Disappointment for the bowler. And they've come back for a couple. Big opportunity. Simple catch in the end. He had quite a lot of ground to make up, but he did get there. Didn't have a solid base. Stuck his hands out. Hoped it would stick. Perhaps took his eye off the ball at the last moment as well. So, 5 overs gone, 55 for 3. Pulled themselves back into this with that over. 69 needed from 5 overs now. Required rate just under 14. Five overs to go. Now then, Vinay Iyer comes into the attack. You feel this could be a key moment. How do they play him? Vinay, 4 for 7 in his last game. He had a good day. Could be defined, though, by what happens in these next 6 balls. It's bowling to Abhishek Anand. Just clicked in that last over. And he's continuing to click. 6 runs in the first delivery of the over. Vinay Iyer gives his shoe a polish. That was probably why he dragged it down. He needed to make sure he hit that, Anand. If he didn't, he'd have been dead in front. Vinay Iyer. How does he respond to the indignity of being hit for 6? There we go, he does respond. That's what a champion does. Anand is furious with himself, but he's got to go. He won the briefest battle, but Vinay Iyer has won the war. Got his man. Anand goes for 30 from 14 deliveries. He's hit 4 of his last 5 balls for 6. He was just getting going. And that could be a terminal blow for the Tokyo Falcons. Shouldn't write them off just yet, of course. Still plenty of batting to come. But KKR will know that was a big one. Vinay Iyer so key to everything this Kawasaki Knight Riders team does. A team made in his own image. Plenty of words being exchanged with the incoming batters. This is Siddhartha, CB. Swings pretty hard when I've seen him. Where's 107? Going to need a strike rate higher than that if he's going to get his team home. Driven, and that's well fielded. Throw is pretty strong. If they'd been a bit more alert, there might have been a overthrow on offer. Batters weren't looking. Barry just refreshing his guard, having a look at the field. Pretty standard field. 2 out on the offside, 3 out on the leg side. Long on's pretty straight. Long off's a bit wider. Sweeper on the cover boundary. Square legs back and mid wicket as you'd expect for an off spinner is back. That's just tapped to long on for a single. 8 from the over so far, which given the first ball went for 6 is a pretty good comeback from the bowler. Last ball of the over, and that's going to go away for 4. So just as I talked up his comeback, cut away through the gully region. Not sure the striker was in total control of that, not sure it's quite where he wanted to hit it. Doesn't matter. Got himself a boundary just to give a boost of the over. Always saying to bowlers, make sure your first ball and your last ball is your best ball. Make sure you start and finish every over well. Well, Vinay went for 4 and 6 from the first and the last ball of his over. Everything in between was pretty good. Suspect he'll bowl his second from the same end. Ooh, well, Tiwari's off. Shubham Shukla's been pretty involved, coming back from a fairly serious injury in Japan Premier League last season. Starts with a dot, pushes his next one wide. Taking a couple of catches. No matter what happens, he's made his mark on this tournament, scoring the first ever century. Another wide. I reckon that's a bit harsh. That's squirted into the offside. That's probably going to run for 4. Fielder's coming around. Oh, he's done all right. Done him a disservice. Fielder's done well to get round. Saves 2. Well done. KK always have good energy around them in the field. Plenty of noise, plenty of support for each other. Shukla drops the ball in his run up, just slowing things down a little bit more. That is hit hard and high and over long on. 6 more. So Hitesh Akbari got hit for a few when he was bowling. Getting his revenge at the moment. He will be very keen to keep this contest alive. Big appeal for a stumping. Not given. There'll be some words for the wicketkeeper. Don't go running at square leg umpire when you appeal, actually. Not setting a good example. Stump's been replaced, or reset, I should say. Single down the ground. One ball this over remains. 11 from it so far. They're still clinging on in this game. Tokyo Falcons, not out of it yet. Required rate still at 14.5. Doable, plenty doable. If they can get to the last over needing 13-14, they'll fancy the chances. If the Falcons, if the KKR, sorry, keep giving them wides, they won't be complaining. Slower ball, cleverly bowled. Just a single. Ball comes back in. Suspect that Vinay Iyer will bowl again. No. Arav Tiwari is going to have another go. So, will Iyer keep himself for the final over? He might. It's a big call, bowling a spinner in the final over. He'll back himself though. Tripler's gone for 13 from that over. Would you bowl him again? I'd say that's a risk. Would have expected to get 8 overs from Kumar, Tiwari, Iyer. Probably Raman Tamwar, but Raman Tamwar's certainly given away a few. Just the 6 bowlers used so far. That is short and wide, so wides aren't helping them, has to be said. Medineni Prithviraj, probably the pick of the bowlers so far. 1 for 7 from his over. Does he bowl the last? Does he bowl the penultimate over? Iyer, you would think, has to bowl. One of those 2 overs. Well, wides either side of the wicket. Not the best start for Tiwari. Pressure on him now. Team's in a strong position. Doesn't need to be feeling too much pressure, but you're on the live stream. 100% record on the line. Well bowled, just into the leg side, just holds on to it, single. Men in blue quashes turning into a good contest over there. The men in blue are 70 for 1 after 5 overs, chasing 133. Ankit Panwar is 36 not out from 15 deliveries. Vishal Patel's with him, 16 off 12. All eyes on this game. Tokyo Falcons 83 for 4. Oh, that was an edge. Well, that was definitely a noise. Nothing given from the umpire. Well, definitely a noise. Ball away from the back. Could have been bat hitting ground, I suppose. I'd need to see it again. Don't have a replay available right now. But it is a dot ball. Akbari, you feel, holds the key for the Falcons at this point. It's another good delivery. Flashes by into the keeper's gloves. Another dot. 3 from the over so far. They need to find the boundary, the Falcons. No one out on the offside between long off and third man. So there we go. Leg stump's disturbed. It's been challenging him. Akbari's not looked comfortable in this over particularly. And Tiwari got the better of him. Started wide, swung back in. Looked to flick it onto the leg side. May have helped it on a little bit. Tiwari won't care. Goes down as bowled in the scorebook. 83 for 5. And another dot. So the run rate required now over 17.5 thanks to these last 4 deliveries. Yielded just 1 run. Kuldeep Bisht is in. No need for a helmet. Backs himself. Despite the uneven bounce and fading light. A tall seam bowler. Admire the confidence. Well, that's why he's confident. Flayed through the offside. Fielder went sprawling. Shubham Shukla was extra cover. Never looked like getting hold of that. 4 runs. Thought we might have seen him bowl in the KKR innings. Kuldeep Bisht. Coming in at 7. Can do a job with the ball. Well, that's high. I reckon that's going to be safe. I reckon it's going to be 6. It is. So again, just like in his previous over, Tiwari, he has a good run of balls and then just the end of the over gets punished. Finished with figures of 1 for 26. I reckon he's bowled better than that. And that required rate's back down to 15.5. So Falcons are still alive. I was talking up how Hitesh Akbari held the key. Well, as he went off and Bisht came in, the key seemed to be handed over. So here we go. My question has been answered. Vinay Iyer is not going to bowl from this far end. Madaneni Prithviraj isn't going to bowl either. Shubham Shukla is being entrusted. I reckon that's a pretty brave call, personally. Expensive over last time out. Big game experience though. He's been known to bowl the final over in the JPL games before. So that experience will probably hold him in good stead here. That's pounded out into the offside. Sweeper picks it up. Just the single from Siddhartha. That is high in the air. That should be caught. Fielder's underneath it. It is caught. Raman Tamwal with safe hands. Siddhartha has to go. 6 down now. So that decision to bowl Shukla's paying off. What do I know? Said it was a risk. A risk worth taking, it seems. Suspect this will be Samip Dewar coming in next. Good player to be coming in at number 8. Big ask of him though, 9 balls to go, 29 runs needed. Again, no hurry from these batters, despite the fading light. Well, these attempted stumpings, slowing the game down further. Kodoth rearranging the stumps, perhaps more for his own amusement than for anything else. Slows the game, slows the game. The light continues to fade. A few questions coming in on the chat, which I'm just picking up. Can we set up a camera around square leg? No, I'm afraid we can't for this particular format. We do it for internationals, full internationals. We'll have multi-camera set up. But we can't do it for this. Too much of an ask, too much of an expense. No one to man them either. Streaky boundary, away through third man, thick edge, 4 runs. How many teams have won chasing versus batting first in this series? Well, today's the first day, so let me think. I think batting first seems to have been the popular one. In the morning, there were 2 games, and one was won by the team batting first, one was won by the team batting second. In the afternoon, we've had 4 games. KKR batted first both times and are looking good for 2 wins. Falcons batted first and won. Game still in the balance over on ground 2 at the moment. So Aya's given himself the last over. Takes the responsibility on his own shoulders. Good to have Garth watching on. Those of you who watched a bit of the Japan Premier League and the Sri Lanka International Series will be familiar with Garth's dulcet tones. Need you back, Garth. Help me out. Been talking to myself for a whole day. I feel like I'm in solitary confinement. Good to know there's people out there listening. 100's up for the Falcons. 24 needed from 4 balls. It's now officially beyond them. They've done pretty well. Aya looking to wrap this up. Punched into the offside. So it's KKR. We're going to finish the day on top of the table. Great start to the T10 campaign for them. Not a bad start for the Falcons either. They're going to come second best in this contest, but they've had a good day. 22 needed from the last 2 balls. Bell's taken off again. Just a reminder that this game was set up by half century from the skipper. Vinay Iyer batted through to the final over. Made 58 from 27 balls. Final ball of the innings has been smashed for 6. Too little, too late for the Tokyo Falcons. This game has ended in a 14-run win for the Kawasaki Knight Riders, who finished the day with 3 wins from 3. Kuldeep Bish just finishing with a bit of a flourish. Vinay Iyer 1 for 22 from his 2 overs. Over on ground 2, men in blue 105 for 1, and Kip Panwar's 59 off 25. Need 28 runs from the last 3 overs, so nervy finish coming there. Pretty well placed. Thanks for joining. JCL T10 will be back next weekend, I believe on Sunday. No, Saturday. It'll be on Saturday next weekend. Forgive me. Whole host of games, 4 games running through. We'll have a couple of debutant commentators in the box. Join them. Enjoy the messages. Follow us on social media. Hit subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Until next time, this is Alan Kerr of the JCA signing off. Thanks for being with us.